There are many times in life we see something we want but have to settle for less for financial reasons. Maybe you have your eye on a brand new Mercedes but can only afford a used Honda Civic. Well, imagine having to make sacrifices in retirement. Instead of taking that trip to see the grandkids, you need that money to pay for medical expenses, groceries, electricity. Not exactly the dream retirement we all picture, is it? Well, today we have a couple guests here with strategies designed to help you break free from that worry and live the retirement of your dreams. Back with us are Gary Mattson and Laurel Stewart, the father-daughter team from Mattson Financial Services, the sponsor of this segment, and a financial firm that's been helping people in West Michigan retire successfully for decades. You can also hear them every weekend on the radio show Money Mentors. And so the idea of having to pinch pennies after retirement, after saving for so long, is not appealing for a lot of people.
Right, and we want the complete opposite effect. You know, a lot of our clients have done really good at saving money and putting it away, but it's a total different mindset now when you look at retirement. And so they might have a harder time saying, you know, I don't want to spend as much because they just don't have a line of sight as to what their plan looks like.
And no one wants to be in a financial bind. That's not fun. So where do we even start developing a plan that can guide you through your years?
So the first thing we do when we sit down and meet with clients is talk to them about their critical income need. So that's the amount of money that they need every month to pay those ordinary bills. We want to make sure first and foremost that's covered, right? There's no stress there. And then we look towards the lifestyle items. So the fun things that you get to plan for, the big trips, maybe that's staying home but spoiling the grandkids a little bit more, or renovations on the home. So then we put all that together in a plan.
Or maybe not a Mercedes, maybe a Tesla. So depending on where you're going, how much you're going to drive around, like we talked about prior. So
yeah. So when you break it down like that and you create that plan, does it make it easier for people to spend some of those hard-earned dollars?
Yeah, because they can see it all in a plan. And so what we do is we can look at the probability of success and maybe the worst case scenario of what that's going to look like for them, because a lot of people, like I'd mentioned, do a good job at having, you know, these assets like their 401ks and IRAs, but they don't know how to start taking the money. So when they start seeing our plan that we've put together, you can see that they're a lot more relaxed and they know, okay, these are the steps along the way.
And you've seen a lot of people and you've helped a lot of people along with that journey, including your own family members.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that we don't think we're going to have longevity, but somebody's got to start it. And my mom's going to be 98 this February.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
she planned in her 60s that she was going to leave this earth on the average of 83 to 85, which was predicted. And of course, she blew right by that. She's now planning her 100th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
But again, what we got to look at is the factor that if you're going to have that longevity, you have to have income. And if she was just going to live on Social Security, she couldn't make it. So a long time ago, we set up different income streams, like Laurel talked about, the critical income need first. And she's still shopping, going out to eat, still wearing high heels occasionally, and enjoying the lifestyle that they save for, even though she's in her late 90s.
Yeah,
and that's and at that time it was, you know, she was in Florida wanting the new shoes or new car all the time, and life changes, right? So she actually moved to Michigan, but her plan still is adapting with her.
Yeah, and so it's not just that one time, just set it and forget it. You are adapting the plan over the years.
Yeah, now people are coming in and helping her clean the home, you know, doing the windows and things that she feels uncomfortable, getting up on a ladder, those type of things. And we'll see how that evolves.
Yeah, okay, so at the same time, aren't we supposed to be always saving money, kind of planning for what is next? Because as you mentioned it, there are no guarantees on health, on longevity, and a lot of other factors involving our family.
And that's why, you know, we focus with working with retirees and through this planning process, because you're not in your 20s and 30s anymore. You know, you probably can't withstand to have some of those market corrections like we've seen, you know, over the last year. So you need to make sure that your plan is flexible, it does adapt like we talked about, but that you are having more of a singles and doubles approach, not home runs and strikeouts.
And you got to remember that one of you is going to be left behind. And then if you do proper with your assets, and this is one of your goals, having a plan to pass on your assets to children and grandchildren, if you don't do that, it could be a mess from a tax point of view, or you could blow up your kids' college education for their grandkids. There's a lot of precarious things that can happen when you pass on money. And so we want to make sure that legacy plan is done as well. And if you look at it from a fiduciary point of view, there's only 1 out of 10 advisors out there fiduciaries. There's 1 out of 25 that focus on the holistic planning, taxes, estate planning, income, all of that. And there's probably 1 out of 50 that actually do the legacy piece.
You are a fiduciary.
and we do the legacy piece all the way through. And the beautiful thing is that when we show clients the plan that they're not going to run out of money and probably have more money to pass on to their children, they look at each other and there's expressions of joy, there's crying going on sometimes. Sometimes it's an inhibited laugh that they can't stop because they're like, one gentleman came in very, very good with his numbers, and he says, I just can't focus on anything else. So you said we can do it. I haven't heard anything else yet, so I'm coming back. I want to go over this again, but loving it.
Yeah, and so sometimes, as you're saying, you have this scenario where people actually have more to spend than they expect to have.
It's funny, we have to talk about that sometimes with our clients to say, you know, Rachel, for example, you can spend more. You know, you talk to us about buying a Florida home or whatever your goals were, and you're doing some of those steps along the way, but you can see here the plan's going to work with how we set it out to be, so you need to spend more and enjoy it through those go-go years.
Yeah.
We had clients that were going to Florida, going to Disney, taking the kids and grandkids. And we showed them what the portfolio's been doing, and I said, you can afford to do more. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I says, instead of staying in line, go to the VIP line. Go through the Disney VIP. They take you to the front of the line. You don't have to wait in line for anything. Really? What's that going to cost? You can afford it. Here we go.
Do it right,
nice
you know?
to hear. Very nice to hear. And the peace of mind is very encouraging. So for anyone who is not sure what kind of retirement that you can afford, for you at home, if you're curious about your numbers, take advantage of the offer from Mattson Financial. You have one right here.
Yes, so for the first 5 callers, if you're 3 years out from retirement or perhaps already retired, want to have that second opinion, it's a great opportunity to sit down with one of us here at Mattson Financial. It's complimentary. We'll go over what does your income plan look like? How have you saved so far for retirement to make sure you're getting to your goal line?
Yeah, that is fantastic. Okay, so that is something that you want to keep in mind. You can sit down with the folks of Mattson Financial, take advantage of that retirement plan. You see the number right there, 616-514-3831. For those callers that are in or near retirement, the team will sit down with you personally and customize a retirement plan that's just for you. A comprehensive plan that includes a look at taxes, your investments, your income sources, and much more, and then helps set you up for a more rewarding retirement. Find out how all your hard work can pay off. Call now, 616-514-3831. That's 616-514-3831. Gary, Laurel, it's great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And this segment is sponsored by Mattson Financial Services. We'll be right back.
This is 8 West.